TNA Slammiversary 2014 was an awesome show. Best wrestling show I've ever seen in a long time, man. And I did not really expect much from this show. I wasn't even planning on tuning into this show till I looked on Wikipedia and saw the lineup and saw everything that was planned for this pay-per-view. But man, this pay-per-view was awesome. The crowd was excited. They were hot for everything, man. And I didn't expect that, because you know the new direction TNA is taking, which I loved. If TNA would have done this direction several years ago, they'd probably be the top promotion right now. But with the new direction, most of the guys like Sting, AJ Styles, Kazarian, Daniels gone. With the new direction, I didn't think you would really see much crowd popping tonight. But man, this show was awesome, and the crowd was very hot for everything. The show started off with an X Division match between Eddie Edwards and David Richards, the Wolves, Manic, Tiger Uno, Sonata, the X Division champ, the defending X Division champion, and Crazy Steve. This was a pretty awesome X Division title match to start the show. It was very short, which I was happy about. It was very short, and I think Manic, he was the MVP of this match, man, doing all kinds of what's his name. At the beginning of the match, he hit a flying crossbody off the ropes onto the Wolves, onto Sonata, and Tiger Uno hit a corkscrew moonsault off the ropes onto everyone, and of course Manic sunset flipped Sonata or someone. I think it was either Sonata or one of the Wolves off the ladder, and one of the Wolves landed head first in between the ladder. Sonata retained his title by retrieving the belt. Like I said, good X Division ladder match to start the show. The next segment, of course, was a promo. MVP coming out to get some cheap heat, to talk about to explain his injury and to explain the new stipulation, which is that Austin Aries will fight Kenny King, and the winner will go to the main event and fight Eric Young in a steel cage match. And of course, Bobby Lashley will fight Samoa Joe, and the winner will also go to the steel cage in the main event to fight Eric Young for the World Heavyweight Championship. So you'll have a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship at the end of the show. Then, of course, that leads to one of the matches I was looking forward to. Bobby Lashley and Samoa Joe. Loved their feud back in 2009 and was really happy to see it here, this time with Joe as the face and Lashley as the heel. Only problem I had with this match was awesome. The only problem I had with this match is that of course, this match told a story. I wanted to see an MMA street fight style match between Bobby Lashley and Joe, but this was a brawl. This was a brawl to decide who would go to the main event, which was also awesome. Bobby Lashley attacked Joe at the beginning, and this was just an all-out brawl, a stereotypical professional wrestling match, babyface versus heel match, and Bobby Lashley won the match with distraction from the referee, which allowed him to hit the spear on Samoa Joe for the 1-2-3. Next match of the night was Magnus with Bram in his corner versus Willow, aka Jeff Hardy, with Abyss in his corner. This was an awesome match here. This was an awesome match. Magnus won with distraction from Bram. Abyss got some good action this match. Him and Bram had an awesome brawl to the roar of the crowd, and another awesome match here. Really expect to see a tag team match. Really want to see a tag team match with Abyss and Willow, those two monsters, versus Bram and Magnus in a tag team match. That's what I really want to see. But this was a good singles match. Here, next match of the night, Kenny King versus Austin Aries, which most people would probably consider the match of the night. This match was back and forth. Crowd was into it. I think they would allow this for this match. And this match was, what's his name, and Austin Aries, of course, I think he won the match with the 450 splash to advance to the main event to fight Eric Young in the cage match. to fight Eric Young in a cage match. So now your main event will be Bobby Lashley versus defending champion Eric Young versus Austin Aries in a cage match, in a triple threat cage match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Then the next match of the night was after that? I think the next match of the night was the knockouts. Before that, I think the next match of the night was next was Kurt Angle introducing the TNA, the newest inductee into the TNA Hall of Fame, and it was surprisingly Team 3D, and this right here was pretty awesome. Team 3D is in the new Hall of Fame. They came out and cut a promo to the roar of the crowd. I'm surprised to see Devon back in TNA after the last storyline with the Aces and Eights. And of course how Bully Ray pretty much just dumped him. So I was surprised to kind of see them together here and to see nothing with Devon trying to cost Bully Ray the title or anything. I mean, cost Bully Ray his match later on, or him turning on him that night. I'm surprised I didn't see any of that. But good moment here. I hope in the future we see more of some of the TNA originals in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Jarrett, Monty Brown, James Storm, Chris Harris, Hernandez, people like this in the Hall of Fame. But continuing, next match, of course, was the Knockouts title match. Between Gail Kim versus Angelina Love. Awesome match here. I was really hoping Gail Kim would win. Can't stand Angelina Love these days, and I wanted Gail Kim to really kick her tail and take the belt. And Angelina Love retained the belt after one of the referees with Earl Hebner distracted Gail Kim, which allowed Angelina Love to escape with the title with a roll-up. Next match of the night, of course, I think, the next match of the night was first it was one of the other things I tuned into this show for was the Von Erichs during when they were in Texas, and it was Kevin Von Erich with Marshall Von Erich, and I think Ron Von Erich. I keep forgetting the other one's name, but it was Kevin Von Erich with two new young Von Erichs, and of course, as I predicted, the Bromance came out to interrupt. And mock them. Then this led to an impromptu tag team match, good tag team match to the roar of the crowd. Hope to see the two younger Von Erichs into TNA, more in TNA, and then of course Kevin Von Erich got to get involved in the match to the roar of the crowd. Also, then of course the next match of the night was Bully Ray versus Ethan Carter III in a Texas death match. This was another awesome hardcore match. The match ends when Ethan Carter headbutts Bully Ray. Accidentally headbutts Dixie Carter, and Bully Ray knocks Ethan Carter out. Then puts Dixie Carter on the table and prepares to splash her, but Ethan Carter comes in with the kendo stick. Kendo stick hits Bully Ray, and Spud takes that time to take Dixie off the table, and Bully Ray falls through the table and can't answer the 10 count. So Ethan Carter wins the match as I predicted and wanted to. I wanted Ethan Carter to win this match. Then we get to the next match of the night, man. The next match of the night, which was Mr. Anderson versus James Storm. This match was pretty good. It was noticeably quick. Anderson won with the mic check after distraction from the Dallas Cowboy football team, and then finally we get to the main event. Oh man, main event. I just want to see an awesome show. I didn't really care who won. We get to see Bobby Lashley versus Eric Young versus Austin Aries for the TNA Heavyweight Championship in a steel cage match. This match was back and forth. Bobby Lashley accidentally speared himself through the cage and went through the door, and was knocked out for the rest of the match. And it was just Austin Aries and Eric Young back and forth. And Eric Young later hits the power driver on Austin Aries to retain the title. Another cool spot in the match was Eric Young Death Valley driving both Aries and Bobby Lashley at the same time. All in all, this was an awesome TNA. TNA pay-per-view. Didn't expect much from it, but this right here was one of the best wrestling shows I've seen, hands down. The crowd was hot for everything, which like I said, I didn't expect, because the new direction TNA is taking, the guys they feature now, I didn't think they could get pops out of the crowds, but yeah, crowd was hot for this, and all the moments, the show from beginning to end was good. Only a few problems I have are Angelina Love retaining the Knockouts title. I wanted Gail Kim to win the Knockouts championship, and Bram and Magnus not wrestling in a tag team match against Abyss and Willow. Those are the problems I have with this show, but this show from beginning to end was one of the best wrestling shows of all time. TNA, despite the critics, despite all the problems backstage, despite being a sinking ship, yes, even me, a hardcore TNA fan, can admit that TNA is putting on awesome shows, in my opinion. Alright, Doug out.